Welcome to Bunny's Designs. This is a live stream for ustream.tv and also recorded for YouTube for people to watch at their leisure. I'm working in the Aviary, which I bought from the works, and I'm zoomed quite well in so that you can see this watercolour effect. Using a fine rigger and a dried drop of the Dr. Martins Martins Hydrus fine art. And there's a lot of colour in here. If you cut a drop on here, let it dry, you've got a lot of control over it. And so we need a damp brush onto a baby wipe, and then a touch of colour, and then tease the colour out. So you have a natural watercolour effect with just a damp brush. And just to get it's a bit better. So again, a damp brush, just a touch at the bottom corner, tease that colour out, and then you can have a real pale effect if you really want. And I like doing this because you've got some quite vivid colours, but it's pale. So it's different than working in the other colouring books that I have. This lends itself to some very vivid, bright colours. But still quite a nice highlight effect. So I've managed to get myself organised this morning so that when I decide to colour, I won't be missing certain books out, because I'd forgotten all about this book, this page I was doing. So I'm going to try and work in all the different colouring books in a week. So there'll probably be an hour on each book, and then people won't get bored then. Just have a quick slurp. As Mr. Floyd used to say, bless him. Although no, it's water, it's not wine. And I'm trying to show the drop, and it's got to be dried so that you're just activating the tiniest bit on the bottom, and then it does work better with a bigger area, but you know, this is what it is. It's all these little tiny little shapes, almost like a mandala, but not symmetrical. And again, that's quite a big one, is that one? So if I screw up round, and this is almost like working in reverse of chameleon pens. This is a damp brush with a little bit of colour on the end, and the water colour is diluting the colour until it goes to nothing. The chameleon pens work the other way, but you get the same blendable effect without having to have several pens and pencils. So I really like it. But it works with any dry medium, any water-based medium that's dry. you can reconstitute with a damp brush. It works quite well. There is a little bit of snoring going on behind me because the little man has gone back to sleep. So he's happy in himself, he's not distressed. He's a lazy boy anyway, and as long as he's sitting with me, he's in his element. So I'm quite lucky because I didn't think I'd be able to do this. I thought I wouldn't be able to stream for a few weeks, but he seems to have done exactly what he did before. He's just under the table, having a snore, occasional biscuit, and happy boy. So there is some snoring, but it's not me. I'm going to pick those little ones off there as well. Get some really cool effects. Again, photocopy it to have a play first. Just trying to think, I think they're going to have to be, well, let's do them a different blue, yeah. Got to be a bit more adventurous, Heather, come on. Push the boat out. And again, this is a real quiet, easy way. There's no pressure, it's just a little bendy brush. Hardly holding the paintbrush. And just stroking the page and getting a nice effect. It's a bit more difficult in these tiny, tiny areas. It dries almost immediately, so you don't have to worry about that either. So I would think you've got to work out where things are, so I might do those a slightly darker blue, and then I've got those colours there. So has anybody got any questions? Pop them in caps. Have you coloured in, which ones have you coloured in, Suzanne? The menagerie. I did the tiger for Dee Dee's colouring page, and I did Thumper, and I've got a wolf to do. I've forgotten all about that. Again, I've got to start writing things down because they just completely go out of my head. Now sometimes you do go a little bit boss-eyed. Just thinking it's looking quite dark and grim out there. It's only 3:30. So if anybody's got any questions. many left of these now, so I'm just... It's a real peaceful way to work. And I don't know which one I like, but I love doing the tiger and the thumper in different colours. But again, I photocopied them, so I was quite lucky. I got kind of 2 or 3 goes at everything, which made a difference because I did make some mistakes to start with. Again, this took me a good few weeks to get this technique in this book. It didn't happen overnight, and every book I seem to work differently, which I quite like. This is the only book that I'm probably as bright and vivid colours. I'll show you. See, again, where's my phone gone? It's looking at me. This is the one that my daughter did, which is again completely different. Completely different. Just because I got some Prisma colours, but the Derwent ones, they were half price, and I thought, oh, I'll have a go with those. And of course I never did, they've just been sat. That was my first attempt with Thumper. Just zoom out a smidgen. So that was Thumper, and that was the Tigger. And then that's Thumper with Derwent watercolours. It's just 3 colours there. But I like playing with that, but they were photocopies. And I quite enjoyed that because they were photocopies. But my daughter was blending, well, I presume she didn't know it was blending, she was just doing it. And she came up with some completely different colours than me, which was rather strange. Because you'd think she'd use the same things I would, but she didn't. And hers was 10 times better than mine, even though I'd photocopied most pages in most of the books and had a practice. That was my first Tigger, and I didn't like the yellow. And so, bear with me 2 minutes, I'll show you Samantha's. So I think I'd done 2 for Thumper. It just take me ages to find photographs. I'm going to have to put them into proper places. I thought her colouring was wonderful. That was amazing. Looks, it's the greens, they're all pale greens. I just thought that was so beautiful the way she blended them all in. And I would never have come up with those colours. Never in a month of Sundays would I have come out with those colours. Just kind of pop back in again now. Thank you, Effie. So I'm still working out of this little pot here, and there's tons of colour in there. But these are the Hydrus ones, and they are really, really well pigmented. It's liquid watercolours. And I'm having a bit of a play with these. It is amazing, isn't it? Kangaroo Babe says it's amazing. Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? I bought it because she was getting a bit stressed with her exams last year, and I thought she could do some colouring, because she gets really stressed very, very quickly. And with my other daughter, I used to do archery, which I can't do anymore. And we used to go swimming afterwards and have a natter about art and art college and things. And so I thought it was important for me to have a hobby with my youngest girl. So that's so we're going to try and get back to swimming. Well, I don't swim, but at least I can move about a bit. Because at the moment I'm not using any muscles for anything apart from sitting. And I don't think that's a good idea. So if I can get in the warm steam room and jacuzzi, that will just I'll be able to do a few movements. And it's the other little puppy dog. Alfie, once he's asleep, bless him, he snores, but he never moves. He never moves. So this is quite good, I think, as well, to do a hobby with your children. Because when they become teenagers, sometimes you can get a bit of a gap. So we used to go in the garden and do a little bit of this. So I've come to the top of there now. Just one little bit left there. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, so I'm going to leave that ridge. I quite like the idea of these being a different colour. This little ridge here. Just got to be a bit careful because I'm conscious that's on a wet. To put that there. Right. Yes, I'm going to try a different blue. So we know this blue is this one. Oopsie. And this is my that's mine. So there's a blue here. That's a gorgeous blue. And then there's a blue here. I think this is phthalo blue. Now I've still got the wrong blue. I want to no, I've got the wrong red. I want a pinky red, I think. Can't remember. I've got one missing. That's, I think that's the same blue. Yeah, it's too near it. So I like this one, so I'm going to do this one. And we'll start from here, I think. I'm just getting these little ones coloured in a bit. I can make some nice markings, I think. So I'm in this little one here, so it's wet there, so I can't touch it there. I've got to touch it where it's dry, otherwise it'll give me too much colour, and I don't want too much colour. And I've got to wash the brush out every time, so I have a clean brush. So that gives me the watercolour effect. So it's a bit strange when your 16-year-old could colour in better than you can. But you have to embrace it. But she's not doing art, and she did the most amazing drawing. I wonder if I can show you now. Yeah, she's got a grade I can show now, can't I? She did the most amazing drawing. Again, she used my pen, my rotary pen. And she took a photograph of it, which she wasn't really allowed to do. And she took an idea, which I think somebody else has done actually. She took the domes from various famous landmarks, and she made one dome but put all the buildings together to make one building with different domes. Oh, I can't find it. But they're all line drawings, so it's really, really clever. Found it. So she puts me to shame. That's her drawing. So somewhere along there, it is actually drawn on that. There's bricks. That's the dome. She's got the Taj Mahal in there. She's got the St. Paul's Cathedral. She's got the French. I forgot what the French one's called. Oops, it's gone off. So she did it extremely well. She wants to look after animals. So she gets that from her mum as well, I suppose. But it's quite nice to think that I've actually managed to teach her something. I did fail with the Spanish. I thought I could teach her Spanish, but I failed with that. I think it's nerves she got in the exam and went to pieces. So I think it's just some people are like that. I was like that. I went in, the mind went completely mush. And in those days they used to say that, you were stupid because you couldn't get an exam, but of course they found out recently that that's wrong. You can have some brains. So I hope you don't find this mind-numbingly boring. It's because I've done it before. And this is a slow process. You've got to dip your brush and clean your brush every time you use it. Otherwise you don't get a nice flow. And that snort was from the little boy. Oh, he's snoring. And he's licked all his wounds, and the vet said that's fine, just let him do it. So, okay then, fine. I'm not going to argue with him. Sometimes you can get away with putting a little bit of, if it's very pale, you can't start dark because otherwise it'll all be dark. So sometimes I do just go to a little one, because it's almost impossible to get a highlight on a tiny, tiny little one. And sometimes the brush is quite damp. See, that's one that's gone completely dark now. If you can get a good run, you can get a lovely pale to light. Concentrating on listening to him. I was doing that all night, every time he moved. It must be a mother's instinct. It's like having a baby. You just know when your baby's crying or awake. And every time he turned over, and he actually slid off his rug and went under the bed so that he could be near my hand, because I put it out the end of the bed so I could stroke him. And then I woke up and wondered why my shoulder was like it had been broken. And then I realised, oh, thank you. So I'm getting about 10 colours out of one drop, and I'm still using this tiniest little drop. I mean, that's my fingernail. It's what I tell a lie. Oh, no, I think it's one drop. I think it's still one drop. I was going to say there might be two in there, but there's one in there. I put 2 drops in the other thing, but I don't know where it is now. And if you've got a little bit of colour in there, then we can just tease that colour out. Should never get a highlight down that one. And so again, I'm just going to pop into there with that little bit of colour. Bless him. Oops, sorry to be so boring. Got myself in a knot now. Look at Snorri Pants. He's not snoring now. But he can kick with his legs, so that's a good sign. He can kick with his legs. Oh, I just realised why he was fuzzy, because I'm zoomed in. Sorry about that. Oh, come on, silly. I've got the wires going on the thing. So I'm just going to go to here, and I'm going to have some brighter colours down here, I think. Because I've got about 20 of these colours, I think. Oh, thank you. Bye, Kangaroo Babe. Thank you very much for stopping in. Yeah, hubby, he's snoring now. I've moved the camera off him. Snoring. Thank you for all your hugs and well wishes. I'm sure that's what made him better. We can't believe how well he's doing after such a short space of time. But being only a couple of years old, I suppose, he's learnt quite well. Oh yes, you've got to have some proper sleep. I think I got 3 hours, maybe last night. That's not much. But I've had none for 4 days, so it's getting a bit drastic. It's getting a bit drastic. But at 3:30, I was really boss-eyed, and he needed a drink, and I thought, no, I'm not. I was comfortable and warm, and I thought, no, I've got to get up, he needs a drink. And so I got up, and then of course got back into bed, and it's like, okay, no, I've got to sleep now. And I was fishing for my little thing, and I was watching YouTube, because I can't go on anybody's thingy because I'm so tired. I fall asleep, and I'm on like the 7th run, and I'm thinking I've missed it all. Yeah, okay. I've got to show you this in a second, but I'll just finish this. Yeah, sleep tight. We'll see you again. Take care. Thanks for stopping in and watching paint dry. Again, have a look on YouTube of the professional artists that use these. One of the ladies has done a car in a field. Oh, it's just an old abandoned car. It's just the most amazing colours. Because they are wonderful colours. I just have to show you this one last time. I think he's comfortable. I think he's comfortable. He's got a paw there. He's got paw there. He's got paw there and a paw there. So we think he's comfortable. And he's not snoring now. This is turning into a puppy cam, isn't it? If I'm not careful, it'll turn into a puppy cam. Sorry about that, I just couldn't resist the little boy. It's a bit of an evil eye, isn't it? I think that's got to be gold, hasn't it? Just come out one, that might be okay. I possibly could take that round here. Or we've got some pinks, we've got some oranges, and we need a golden for his eye, which I'm pretty sure is going to be this. I think I like that colour, but I'll do his eye last. Purple, I think we've got purple here. That's a brown. I've got two browns. So the browns. I think I'm going to take that blue down there. I'll take the blue down here, I think. The little ones you can pick off with that, but the bigger ones, if you want a nice watercolour effect, which I didn't get there, did I think for next time I will, let's do it. For next time I think I'll, it's a little bit too dark. I think for next time I'll mix some colours and let them dry. And then that'll give me a few more colours to play with. And then you could possibly have a little bit of a dark somewhere, so it gives a bit of contrast. Again, this is a slow build-up one as well. But you just keep going. Again, it's a bit like a mandala. You start at one side and you just get a technique and you just keep going. So, hope you're enjoying this. As I say, I tend to, it's so relaxing, I just kind of go in my own little world. So I do apologise. I sometimes forget to talk. And the other good thing about this is, although I'm wiping on there, it's got a tiniest amount of yellow on it from when we did the Kirby Roseanne, and I'm dipping into this water pot, which is clear. So a tight Yorkshire Lass, the paint that is going on the end of the paintbrush is going here, because you can tell that because you've got a wet brush and you start colouring until it goes to nothing. These are quite pale actually. So every time I dunk back in there, there's absolutely nothing on the brush at all. I'm going to take that right down there, I think. It goes right down there. I should do that on a different colour. I might do that one this colour. Yeah, we'll do that one. But I'm at a funny angle actually, so I could turn the owl upside down. And that would give me a bit of a better angle. Because what you need to do is very much like the chameleon brushes. When you start, you need to kind of go in a certain motion. Sleeping Beauty behind me. And just like the chameleons, you've got to keep going if you want that continuous, seamless watercolour effect. Because if you stop for any particular reason, it won't blend. And that's the secret. I did that long ways instead of sideways. You don't get the perfect one every time. And I've got this little kink on the end of this paintbrush, so if I turn it round, I just get it wrong. If it's in the right place, that little bit, it's like a little shovel, and it just, see, I need a lot of colour here, so I can start really dark. I need to start really dark. And the rigger does the rest. And all that is that colour is being teased out by that damp brush. And if you're really lucky, everyone's different. Now, I don't think these are fast once you've done them. I don't think they are. He's kicked his dish out. He keeps fidgeting, but I think that's quite good as well. So I'll go to the bottom of here, and then I can change colour then, so that'll be a bit more exciting. Again, this is a little bit like the Kirby Roseanne. You just keep picking your colour and away you go. See, I quite like that odd one there. Just going to put that behind there, I think. I'm just laughing at Alfie with his legs in the air. Not a very ladylike position, is it? So it doesn't look like I've got much done, but actually I have. And you think, goodness me, this is taking forever, but it's therapeutic, and it's a different, again, another different way of working. Different products, different colours. different colour book, but it's still quite pleasant. You've just got a little bit of concentration. To make sure you get some nice highlights. I don't think I like that. It's a bit pale. And the beauty of this is, because it's completely, oopsie, there, I'm playing in there, slightly damp, I can just shut that up and it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm just lift that up a little bit. Turn this round. So, and it's dry as well, it's not bubbled. Oh, I've just realised you can see his eye there, look, can't you see? So they would be blue as well. So maybe I'll put those in. It does move quite well, this paint though. So if anybody's got any questions, just so again, without doing it on purpose, the pale's gone here. So of course the light's hitting the bird there, and it's got darker and darker and darker. And I didn't really do that on purpose. Really sooty. Oh, so we've got to go purple down here as well. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn him upside down. I can have a good run. It's always a lot easier if you're not going too far away. And because I'm not sure, I'm picking a big one first. Sorry, I'll just take a minute to stop shaking. Thank you, Effie, thank you. I thought I'd put everybody to sleep. It's so boring. But I think nearly every single one is like this. Now you could do, but you see, I'm not sure about doing a wash, because if you did a wash over the top, you'll buckle your pages. And I quite like working this slow, methodical way, because I haven't done it yet, but I would think there's going to be a little bit of maybe melancholy when you get to the end of a book. Or is that just me? I haven't finished a book yet, but I'm just thinking, you put it away and then it's like, well, that's it, it's done. It's a bit like a painting. And I would think it's the same. This is the journey. It's nothing about getting to the end. It's the journey, like the enjoyment of painting a painting. But when it's finished, yeah, you've achieved it and it's finished. But you have to go and start something else. And I don't know, but I'm guessing that that's what happens with a colour book. I love the fact that these colours, you get all this colour out of just one drop. And they are professional watercolours. So I'm going to do, that's the other thing I wanted to write down, is actually mixing the drops to dry of colour. I have to just write that down before I forget. So we want the Doctor, pH, Martins Hydrus, drop colour mixing. Let's go on my little board. So if I want an orangier colour, I can drop two of these colours together, or I can do the mixing in the drops. Does that make sense? And make my own greens. I've only got one green, but I've got two yellows and two blues, so I can get at least 8 colours out of there. And then that will give me almost twice as many colours as I have now, and I don't have to buy any. So, tight Yorkshire lass. I think there's about 100. There's lots of other colours, but they're not light fast and they're not professional, so I didn't bother with those. They're the concentrated, Hydrus concentrated. But they're the teals and the pinks and the tangerines, and well, I can make those colours. So. Oh, hubby's back. So I'll just finish this little bit off because it's going to be murder now, I think. Because he's... I did want to finish this off, but there's going to be a lot of barking, so I'll turn that round and I'll stop the video. I'll stop recording. So if you bear with me 2 seconds. So thank you for watching, and this is Dr. Martins Hydrus in the Aviary. Thanks for watching.